Hi guys, welcome back to the Lost Generation podcast. It's us, it's the trio again, and today we, along with Marc's damaged throat,
What?
are
What the fuck? What's up with the fake news already? No,
What the
I'm
fuck,
fine.
fake
I'm fine.
news?
I'm fine. It's just a bit tired, Like it's Saturday morning, and then you just wanted to kind of fucking sleep, and then you remember you have to do a podcast. So here you go.
yeah,
It's fine,
life is
yeah.
great.
Life's no.
What do you mean no?
No, go on.
But anyway, so have we been discussing about this a lot? Maybe not, but we're kind of curious about brothers and sisters relationship. Family dynamics, specifically on siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thương, you have a brother, an older brother and a younger sister, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a handful.
Yeah.
It is a handful.
Yeah, it is a handful to have like an older and a younger siblings. Sometimes like I don't know where like to stand. Am I the like should I behave like a younger one or should I behave like an older one? It's complicated. But you're the oldest in your
Yeah, I have a younger sister.
yeah. What about you, Mark?
I have an older brother, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the age gap is just like crazy. Like he literally is like 30 now,
Okay.
and I'm like 23. So But yeah, like when I was thinking about the topic, basically I was thinking about my childhood back then, because like like sometimes you have like the stereotype of like the older brother always pick on the younger brother. Not really. Like we occasionally kind of fight for like trivial shit, but most of the time, like I don't know, there is just some respect going on that I'm going to touch upon later. But basically, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because
Speaking of the damaged throat.
it's interesting because like we have a different dynamic. I'm like the youngest one, and you are the oldest. Like Ling is the oldest, and you are like in between.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite interesting, and to
yeah,
see how it goes. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of crazy age gap, my brother is 4 years older than me, but then my sister is 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a gigantic.
Your parents kind of have like a second thought. No, yeah. I'm like the last resort. Like what if I want another second? No. What if I want a second son, and then they just decided to kind of get on?
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty determined, second son
Well, yeah.
instead of second child.
Oh no, I'm being sexist.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like, are you sure?
But yeah, my sister is 6 years younger than me. Actually, I'm supposed to have a younger sister who is about 2 or 3 years younger than me, but then there was an accident with my mom. So yeah, it was a
You know what? Yeah, same.
miscarriage.
Same.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be the third one. Oh no, I think like I would not even exist because like I'm going to explain a little bit like on why did I say that, because like I didn't know that I was supposed to be like the third one until very recently. There was supposed to be in that gap, in that time frame gap, there was supposed to be like an older brother to me. But then, like it was like a stillbirth. So my mom kind of have like trauma a little bit. So she decided not to get into like labor again too soon. And then she wanted to focus on her career as well. And that's why it explains that, like my brother is like 9 years older than me, because like there was supposed to be someone there. So technically I'm like the C plan. I'm not even the B plan,
Shit.
which is okay
That sounds shit.
because I think I'm doing well. Maybe not. But yeah, but I think like in a way, like we're going to talk about this first, but like that kind of like revelation to me, it's not that surprising or it's not like shocking, because like, okay, sure, I understand what happens in like, in pregnancy and things like that. But for some people, it's pretty huge, knowing that someone as a sibling has already died, and
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's very, I don't know.
Yeah, my parents don't actually talk about that a lot. Like my mom only mentioned like 1 or 2 times or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I think back of it, maybe she told me that at a very young age that I kind of think that was a dream. You know, like I don't even remember it until like she mentioned it like one time later on. And then I didn't ask a lot about it. She just kind of casually said that, you know, T wasn't supposed to be the second one. Like there was another one in the middle.
Yeah, it's like, I think like my mom treated it very casually. You know, like it's just like, hey, by the way, I think like I didn't mention to you before, but like you actually would have another older brother. But unfortunately, I was like, yeah. But in a way, I think it's like a coping mechanism for our parents in a way. Like they are saying it so casually and not thinking about it much because it's a sad fucking thing. And, you know, they wanted to kind of not really bring the burden to you in a way. But again, I think like for some people it's going to be like a shocking matter, even if like they play it casually, like our parents. Yeah.
So how does your brother feel about that? And do you think that kind of affect the way he treated you? In a way?
To be fair, I don't see like how does it affect him that much. I don't even know if he knows.
Oh shit.
No, I don't. Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows. But like at the end of the day, like in a way, like the kind of like dynamic that my family has, it's just really kind of casual in a way. My older brother, he was treated kind of strictly than me. You know, like when I came, it was like I can feel the dynamic between me and my brother when like my father behaves towards, you know. It's like for me more of like a, not going to say a precious son, but there was something as a younger brother you would experience because like you are younger, you know, you are more prone to be spoiled than the oldest. And I think that you guys probably know, you know, like I remember one time when my dad was kind of yelled at my older brother for like speaking too much on the phone with like girlfriend or some shit.
Okay.
I defended him. The thing is that like there was a period of time where I kind of knew that, you know, like he didn't really like the way that I got treated because it was just too leniently, you know, instead of him. It's not translating too much now, but yes, I think like during teenager, I could feel like a subtle tensions on the way, like resentment. Like how the fuck do you get treated better than me when you know when I was a teenager as well, you know, because I got like really leniently, you know, like my mom and my dad didn't really, well, my mom kind of scolded about my bad grades, but my dad just didn't care, even though he really fucking cared when, you know, when my older brother kind of fucked up. So I don't know.
I think for me it's kind of the same dynamic, especially before my sister came. I was the youngest. But it's a little bit different because my brother is obviously a son and he's also the oldest.
Yeah.
So even though he was treated a little bit more strictly than me back then, it's still not that big of a difference because, you know, with the culture that we have here, the oldest son, you know, still have like a different treatment.
Responsibilities,
Yeah. But obviously when I came, of course, with the relationship between like father and daughter, it's a bit more close than between him and my brother. So like I'm closer to him, he's like more chill on me than on him. But then at the same time, my mom is like, no, he's the son, so like if he wants something, he has to get it. Yeah, so it's an interesting dynamic. In a way, in some aspect, I'm treated a little bit more casually, but then in some other aspect, I'm treated a bit more strictly.
Yeah.
It's complicated when it's come to like, because both of you have like either Mark, you have a brother, so in your family is both of you are sons. Yeah, but in Ling's family is both of you are daughters, but we have like a son and two daughters.
Yeah, it's like a mix.
Yeah, it's a
So,
mixed
yeah.
bag. So in a way, the relationship and the dynamic is a lot more
Yeah.
complicated to
And I
explain.
think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like the way that, you know, our parents kind of treat like the elders
Yeah.
is kind of like, okay, I'm making an example
Yeah.
for the second one to see like, you know, to have like a figure in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like an elder brother who is like cool and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's why they treat the elders kind of more harshly than the second. But like to me, I always felt like I got a little bit of like really spoiled. So, and I don't know, I think like it kind of creates a hidden underlying tensions between me and my brother in a way that even now I don't think like we can resolve, but it's just like we knew what we are in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of bothers me for how many years now?
Yeah.
Up until now, because I'm kind of chill more.
Yeah.
But there was a time when, yeah, in high
Yeah.
school, I was like, fuck. You
I
know,
think-
why are you feeling that towards
Yeah.
me? You know, like, I don't want to get treated like that, but it's just the way that it is. Because, like, yeah, I'm going to tell a little bit more and then,
Yeah.
sorry. But basically, like, my dad often says that I smile like him. Even when we were in the countryside or sometimes like meeting his friends or you know my mom's friends, it's very awkward because like when you turn your head around, you can see like my older brother like sitting there. You know, like he I think like he doesn't really care, but I care. So I really hate that kind of like awkwardness or like that
Like comparing attitude.
comparing, and then you
Yeah.
feel like you know that you get spoiled. Like, dude, chill the fuck out. You know, I know. I'm not smiling anymore. You know, kind of like that in high school. Now I think like we are much more in better terms. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just that everyone needs a little bit or a long time to adjust to the fact that there's a new member in a
Yeah.
family, including like our parents as well, because they're the first time being like parents to that amount of children.
Yeah.
So like the comparing is just, I think, in our nature. But in terms of sibling dynamics, I think the older ones also have to adjust to the fact that, oh, now I have a younger something to take care.
Yeah,
to
some
take
piece of
care
shit.
Like a dog or something.
Yeah,
I got
younger,
a piece of shit now. Fuck.
a younger sister or a young brother to take care of, or like being a role
Yeah.
model for. And then especially throughout the amount of time that we're in our puberty, like in middle school, high school, we're struggling with like our own emotion, but also have to take care of another family member.
Yeah.
It's quite a handful. So yeah, the tension is, yeah, you can feel it most like vividly, I think, during that time. But as you said, as we grow up and we got out of that time zone, and then we kind of get used to the fact that, oh, this is my family, and he's my brother, and then she's my sister, and that is when you kind of realize that, oh, it's actually fine because now you're used to it. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But
Yeah.
like, of course, we will get on each other's nerve all the time. But yeah, it's just a little bit more chill now that we know and we understand a little bit more on their perspective. Yeah, I think that's what happened with me, at least.
Yeah.
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 Because like I know for a really long time when I was like, both my brother and I were in our puberty, or like when we were a child, a lot of tensions were going on. Like, we love each other, we still play with each other,
Yeah.
but like we can fight like over some very minor details or something that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we grow up, it just got a little bit more like, oh, what the hell? If she got it, whatever. But yeah, it's just a matter of fact that you outgrow whatever conflict that you have with your siblings, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's good to like outgrow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm already outgrowing that or even
Yeah.
my brother, because I'm not going to assume what he thinks. But sometimes, sure, like even now, I can still feel like he's trying to be an elder brother, but for like unnecessarily things.
for example,
You know, for example, I don't know, like he's just trying to kind of lecture me on things that I already know. You know, like he is asserting his elderly brotherly kind of thing on me,
Yeah.
even though I was expecting like to be chill a little bit, you know, maybe friends, I guess, but like the way that he is doing now, sometimes, okay, it's just kind of like asserting his dominance a little bit, and I don't like it, but I don't necessarily have anything going on with the guy. It's just like I think I still have that thing going on, still affecting me a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is quite like emotional to me because like I don't know. There was a time when I really hate being a younger brother. You know, not necessarily because like of the spoilings. I love the spoilings that my mother gave me.
Everyone does.
My mom and my dad gave me. Yes, it gives me like unnecessary burdens. Because like again, maybe just me, but I think a lot about this kind of shit. So it really kind of affects me when I was growing up. So I couldn't really tell my brother anything. Instead of like just fighting, or sometimes it's just like regular mundane stuff that I would not necessarily want to do it with my brother in a way. Yeah.
I think my mom talked a little bit about that giving advice thing. Like when a family member kind of all of a sudden gives you a bunch of advice, that's when they kind of realize that you guys are growing apart. And that actually hits them because they think that in a way they have a responsibility to, you know, guide you into life, especially older siblings. I'm not giving my sister advice because
Sure.
I don't know what she's going through, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my mom told me, and I think that's kind of true because my dad is giving me a lot of advice right now on all the stuff that I already know.
Yeah.
Like relationship,
Yeah.
as an example.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think my family has the same dynamic, like between the older and the younger one. But I didn't get as much pressure to be like the role model, at least from my mom, because honestly, my dad didn't really care back then. And most pressure that I got to be like the role model right now came from my dad, which we talk more now, and that's mostly what he talks about.
Right. I think it also kind of goes along with what Thuong said, is that in a way you are a daughter, you know?
Yeah.
But mine is like an elder brother, so in a way like he is like inheriting the last name, and like when he was in the countryside, he is like a king now.
Wow.
It's like the prince in practice in a way. It's so interesting to see like the dynamic going on. Well, that countryside dynamic, I think like that can be another topic. But anyway, like, you know, like he has to kind of know how to pray, you know, when
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is like lunar shit going on.
Yeah.
When like
we can see that
the moon
Marc
is
not-
round.
Yeah,
You know?
we can see that he's a younger son
Yeah,
now.
because I just gonna eat. But then my brother has to do like this kind of thing.
Yeah, all
and
the
like he's
rituals.
like me, you know, he's actually exactly like me. He's very chill. But like giving all of this kind of fucking pressures on like being an eldest, and then maybe in high school making an example for the younger one, like it gives him a bunch of shit. So that's why I get it.
Yeah.
It's just like even now, sometimes like he is just trying to say, you know what, I'm your fucking elder. So respect me a little bit. Like I'm not like not respecting him, but like the way that he kind of treats me, just like, you know, yeah. Oh, you guys probably don't see it, so you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But basically, like there is a class in a way, like a level.
Yeah.
And I don't want that level to exist in a way. Like I want to, and because I already respect him, so I want to have like an equally like foot ground with him for me to kind of comfortable with people, because that's like me, you know. If you are a little bit like higher class than me, I'm not pretty sure I'm going to be comfortable talking to you. So that's like me, but yeah.
I think for my family, when we were younger, I feel the pressure on my brother specifically more clearly than now.
Yeah.
I think my parents kind of adapt, bless them, to
Yeah.
like to like the current situation. So yeah, I don't feel like they put that much pressure on him being the oldest son anymore. They kind of put pressure on him being successful with himself, being himself, more than like, oh, you have responsibility for the family and the whole family, not just us, but yeah, I feel like my parents adapt quite well to the situation, so they kind of move on from from making my brother a role model or anything anymore. They just kind of tell him like, oh, be whatever you are, as long as like you have a happy life and you can take care of yourself, that's fine. Yeah, so I think in a way that's why my brother has never really like put any dominance attitude over me and my sister. He's just very chill.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I feel like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But
I think like for parents, like the more they age, the more they get relaxed. And that's why I think it's also kind of plays a part to like when my mom got me, because like she was already like 34, 35, you know, at that time like she was also like, I think a deputy or something in a treasury or some shit. So sure, I think like parents like be more relaxed by the time they get older. Maybe sometimes, maybe not, or maybe to Thuong and me case. Okay, sure, and like sure, you can say that, you know, like my brother doesn't really put a lot of that dominant shit, but like sometimes he just want to kind of valid himself a little bit.
oh damn,
You
because
know?
like my brother has, I don't think he's never ever done that, because I think I know him for my whole life. He just never feel like a bigger brother figure for me in that way.
Yeah,
of course, like,
maybe also because of the age gap as well.
Yeah,
You guys don't
probably,
really have that.
yeah,
that
it's
long,
like 4 years
yeah.
apart, but like I think
Yeah, 4
it's just
years
me looking up to him as like an older brother. He's never really like, oh, you have to do this because
Yeah.
I know better,
And
because he obviously not. But
I just kind of remember, I think the reason
what?
that my brother wants to kind of validate himself a little bit is
Yeah.
and that's why we want to do parenting guidance. Fucking hell. Basically, you know, my family is fine. But like, I have always been like the autistic one. And my dad was kind of like me. You know, he likes doing poems. Well, he got a date with my mom because of poems. But he used to draw as well. But then, you know, like his grandfather kind of burned all the shit up.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, burned all his drawings. But I was always like the favorite because like I inherited this kind of like traits that my older brother didn't really have or didn't really care about. So again, like it comes back to like I'm being the favorite child like my dad, and then sometimes, you know, like he just wants to kind of validate that dude. You know, I'm your older one, you know, even though I don't have this kind of shit, but I'm still your older one and I want respect because sometimes maybe he didn't really see it. Because I, again, like autistic kind of tendency,
Yeah,
sometimes you just don't give a fuck about people, but then you overthink. So, you know, like it's crazy, but right now it's much better, I think, because like he's already has his own family. And I'm sorry I'm talking too much, but like maybe this is very personal and that's why I want to talk about it. You know, he got his own family, he got his own shit, and we kind of respect each other's lives now. But yeah, again, sometimes it's just like that, and not like I'm fucking going crazy, but like sure, it's just like some observation that I had, and it's interesting, you know. Yeah, maybe because like your brother didn't really care. No, in the sense of like,
In a good way.
dude,
Yeah.
do your thing. I don't
Yeah.
fucking care.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because I have my own fucking hobbies.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I think he's just a very special case. Not to like overvalue my brother, but I think he just has that attitude of like being carefree above everyone.
Again, that kind of autistic fucking tendencies. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
saying like we have something in common, but like I get it. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes you don't care,
Yeah.
but because like your older brother is like, you know, being treated like that, and then it leads to one way and another, and it's
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't care about me and my sister. I still see him as like a brotherly figure in some cases, because he's still like, oh, like when I'm sad or something, he won't be like, you should do this, you should do that, but he would be, it's fucking okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel that much better at that specific time, but if you look back, it's really comforting to have someone like that. But then I'm also the older sibling to my younger sister.
You are very fucking strict.
What?
I heard you fucking treated.
No.
Do your homework. Why don't you do your homework?
Yeah, and her sister would be like, come on, chill.
Yeah. Why can't you remember this? It's like a robot. Like a Dalek. That's a Doctor Who fucking reference.
In my defense, I do not talk like that.
No, you can't talk like that. Why don't you do your homework?
Do you want younger siblings? But
Thank God that my mom and my dad are old.
no,
Anyway.
but like the dynamic between me and my sister, I think, is a lot more interesting because I have the influence of being carefree from my brother, but then at the same time, like, I have my own discipline. Not that I want to impose it on her, but because we also share a room in our house, so
That can be annoying.
yeah, it can be annoying because especially, for example, we were having a meeting, but then she's walking around like revising her homework or something, I would be annoyed. But yeah, but that's like the minor aspect of it. But in terms of giving her advice, I wouldn't necessarily do it
Yeah.
like automatically.
Yeah.
Because I still, to an extent, want her to talk to me in a way. So I think the reason why I talk to my brother is that he doesn't judge. He just listen and then be like, okay.
No, sure. You have your
yeah.
own principles.
Yeah,
I
so,
was
like-
kidding, but like the way you kind of treat your sister is like, sure, do your own thing.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to do like my responsibility to
Yeah.
you is that sometimes I'm going to listen
Yeah.
to what you are
Yeah.
practicing. But yeah, Ling, like, do you have any thoughts about maybe at some point in time you kind of not resent, but maybe don't like the fact that you are the older one, though.
Yeah, sometimes.
yeah.
Like, I felt that way a lot when I was younger. When we were young, me and my sister, we bicker a lot. Mostly just, normal sibling fight.
Yeah.
Some fights were pretty serious. Like, we love fighting.
Wow,
like,
yeah.
literally physical
No, it's like
fight.
a part of like the sibling cycle in a way,
Yeah, I think we were pretty violent. You can judge by the way we kind of,
Really?
jokes with our dog. Yeah, it's a little bit random. But yeah, we we fought a lot, and it's not specifically my sister's fault, of course, but we used to have a helper, and she loves comparing me to my sister. Like, she always
Like you are the bad one or someone.
yeah, she always treated me
Shit.
as the bad one,
Wow,
and
yeah.
she said some pretty horrible shit to me. And how to say it? Yeah, my family is kind of casual, looks wise, because I look like my dad and my sister
Yeah.
look like my mom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a fair split. But sometimes when I meet my grandparents, like on my mom's side,
Yeah.
they always said that, oh, your sister is going to grow up like really beautiful, like even more beautiful than you. And she looks a lot like your mom. And
Right.
dude, like sometimes that hurts.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
talking about like outside perspective, that's like another fucking topic. Cause maybe not so much for male, siblings, but that affects a lot here in Vietnam.
Yeah.
When it comes to like female siblings.
Yeah, especially teenage girls.
Because I have heard a lot of story kind of similar to you from my friends.
Really?
Yeah, I think from our friends. But like, like the way that somehow like there is like a housekeeper, and then somehow kind of just make a comment randomly about the fact that dude, you're not that worthy.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's going on? You know, like, it's so fucking shit. And I think it's also a part of like parental guidance.
Wow.
Wow.
Does that fucking
Yeah.
episode is big.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty fucked, especially for, and it mostly happens to like the older ones. No, to be honest, because I
Yeah.
have heard about 2 cases and it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you fucking talk about this? You know, like, that's not fucking,
That's not
Fucking do
their
your job.
business. Yeah.
you
right.
here to clean my house, not to fucking criticize me.
Shit.
you know?
But yeah.
Oh shit, I'm sounds like a fucking
Yeah, like
prince.
you need to wash the dishes,
I'm
not
sounds like địa chủ now, fuck. I shouldn't. That's my nickname. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I think that train of thought kind of stuck with me for a pretty long time.
No,
yeah.
it affects, you know,
Yeah.
quite a lot.
And it kind of got to a point where I don't speak to my sister that much, especially when we were living in our old house. Like each of us live on a different floor, so we only see each other at dinner.
Yeah.
But then when I go to high school, I have to go to a lot of classes, like học thêm nữa.
Extra class.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
extra
yeah.
classes.
Extracurricular classes.
That's hoạt động ngoại khóa.
Học thêm chỉ extra class thôi.
But yeah,
Extra class.
I need to go to a lot of extra classes, which often happens at dinner time. So I don't really meet my family that much. I think until we moved to our new house, that we only have like 2 floors, so we have to see each other more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I would call that a break time for me. I think that break is kind of good. It gives me time to, just chill and let those traumas kind of die down, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes like what hurts, you know,
Yeah,
it's not going to kind of go away quite soon. If it affects you early on in your childhood, like I think I don't know much about mental health. Maybe I do. Not much so than any other people, but like psychology and stuff like that. I think like I'm really advocate for like a healthy environment, both like in house and also like outside. Because outside sometimes affects you even more so than inside. Because even if you have a good family, sometimes an outsider just came in and then fucking spill their fucking, smelly mouth about fucking things.
Yeah.
That kind of affects you in the course of you growing up, and that's fucked. Especially for a female here in Vietnam. So that's why I really advocate for the fact that they should fuck off. Like, no, I really hate hearing this kind of story because like it's avoidable,
Yeah.
and it's so random that somehow it's going to affect you maybe even for the rest of your life, and I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, I think it's part of our psychology as a child. We always consider that what the adults say is true, and we shouldn't talk back in a way. And I never really told my parents about what the helper told me, and I
No one
didn't even
does,
talk
because
about
like sometimes when you hear those kind of things, it's pretty trivial to some people. But yeah, again, it's like you are developing yourself, and now you hear this kind of shit. How the fuck can you develop?
it. Yeah,
you know?
that totally took a toll on my relationship
I want to
with my
be
sister.
smart, and then no, you dumb. It's like what the fuck, Like no, that's why we all have to support our child, and I don't know, fuck off this kind of like outside bullshit, because I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't really expressed myself that much, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Speaking of my tone, but yeah.
Yeah, but beside the outsider, inside the family, my parents are definitely more strict towards me and my sister.
Yeah.
In terms of grades, just especially grades. Now with my sister, they're more chill. Like, be yourself, be happy. Have a literature test, and my sister is pretty. How do I say it? Hard-headed. If she doesn't like what they're expecting her to write, she would just leave it blank.
Oh.
No, she has an attitude.
Yeah, she definitely has an attitude.
Yeah, sometimes it can be like a fucking great thing though, you know?
Yeah. But my parents do compare her a lot to me in terms of grades, but they don't make it such a serious matter, which they should now because she's preparing for university.
Okay.
But yeah, they're more chill towards my sister, but sometimes they do compare in a way that I'm more active and more flexible than her.
I think my parents handle like the outside perspective quite well because like not that they do not care, but they think that they know their child better than anyone else. So like whenever someone compares us or something, they would just be like, fuck that.
No, but
yeah,
you already
man.
listened to it though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I know. But like when you come back home and then your parents kind of reassure you, yeah,
Maybe,
then
yeah.
it's better. Not that it fixed everything, but it is definitely better. And my parents also do this very cute things when they like whenever someone talk down on any of their child, like, including my brother, my sister, and me, they would come home and be like, "Oh, I hate that guy. Why? How dare you?"
Yeah,
to
my
say that to
mom my mom
children?"
does that. My mom does that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like,
Especially when I had like breakups. I mean like she looks kind of, she's not good. Like, yeah, there was one time when I kind of like sad about like a breakup, and she was,
that's cute.
Yeah,
That's really cute.
yeah, but yeah, sure. Like if you have like a family that communicates,
Yeah.
or at least like try to reassure you are
Yeah.
fine, then sure. But some and
Yeah.
a lot of families here
Yeah.
in Vietnam, they don't really talk about it that much,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just keep that burden in you and fuck off, and it kind of affects the way you think now.
I think I really should be grateful for that because like
Yeah.
even my teacher, when they yelled at me or something, my mom would come home and be like, "I hate that teacher."
Sometimes it's just that,
I
you
wish
just
my parents were like that.
you just need that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, "Oh, thanks, mom."
Yeah.
Feels a lot better now.
Yeah.
But in the inside, they also like they can't avoid the whole comparing thing because they would still like do, oh, your sister has better grade than you, or your brother is better at piano than you, and I'm like, okay.
That sounds very salty. I think you are very salty. My brother plays piano better than me. Well, that.
Yeah, no, but like it's true.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no. But
No.
No, because like because it's true. So not that I can say anything bad because they're my parents, though they supposedly knows us better than anyone else. So I value that comparison a lot more than the outside ones. But of course, like words is still hurt, and sometimes like if I do get it to myself, then it's gonna be a hell of a ride to resolve that.
shit.
Jesus. Yeah.
We're on the ride.
Yeah, we on that ride. But
Maybe I'm not joining.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye. But yeah, my parents do compare, but I think they're getting better at that because, as Ling said, when they have more children and then time goes by, they can get more chill with the whole, oh, do whatever you want, you will turn out fine.
The fuck I say that?
Yeah.
Ling also said that.
What the fuck?
Because Ling just recently rephrased that.
Okay, for
that's why.
credit, then Marc actually said that first.
I advocate the shit out of this kind of thing for like fucking 4 years now. And now, no, Ling said it. Oh, shit.
Sure. So according to Marc said,
Oh, you're starting to feel the dynamic now?
yeah.
Being the older one?
No, yeah. Ming is
No,
also
fuck off, you guys. Like, I don't fucking care.
Ming is also the oldest one in the three of us. So
Not
Oh.
that old. You're like 6-7 months older than
No, I'm older than two. To be clear,
Yeah.
to clarify, I'm
To-
older than
to
two.
make
both
it clear.
older than
I am the youngest.
But I feel like the youngest.
Oh yeah, thanks. Are you sure? You want to take that back?
The way that you were speaking right now, it shows that, you know, like you don't fucking necessarily like respect me.
Do you want that?
Yes,
You want
Are
to
you
be
sure?
the youngest one?
I do.
Okay. Remember that is on the mic.
Oh, hang on.
It's on
No,
the
no,
record
I
now.
want you to respect me. Not,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Why does it feel like a trap? It's just a simple request, right?
But yeah, in terms of parents getting more chilled, I feel that way towards my mom. But my dad, it's a little bit sidetracked on the sibling thing. But for my dad, you know, he wasn't very involved. He was very involved when I was a child, you know. But when I get to like middle of elementary school, he started being more busy, so he didn't really spend that much time with
Yeah.
the family. And now he kind of does have time,
Yeah.
so he started being a parent all over again.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, in terms of chilling, my dad's not that chill.
Yeah.
I think moms always like adapt earlier than dad.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
'Cause,
may-
like-
she fucking pushed children out of her vagina. So yeah, she's got to be more flexible.
I just
Okay.
imagine like
I
a
was just
20-year-old guy like me like coming out of my mom's vagina. Thanks. That's interesting.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
our
say
mom-
more like literature, I guess.
I was just gonna say that our mom is probably more like closer to us than
Yeah.
our dad. That's why like she adapts better and she knows how we like change
The
over the
instincts.
years.
You can say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like dad is I think more strict because he. If we really think back, then he's also a sibling in his family.
Yep.
So like he's also the son.
My dad
and
is the only
also-
child.
Also, that's why the pressure is on him.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
no,
Really?
maybe,
Are you
maybe,
sure?
but he got spoiled. He is a spoiled one.
Except for all the burning his arts thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
We'll discuss that.
no,
on-
but like, okay, parental guidance.
Yep,
That's
definitely.
for
Yeah.
parental guidance because like I won't talk about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me personally, but when you're being spoiled, well, when I'm being spoiled, I think about like, oh, how would I give it back? You know. So in a way, that's another pressure
Thanks.
that I just put on myself.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
just you because it's not my dad though.
Really?
Yeah, he's
What
like
about you though?
I think in terms of parents being siblings, my mom was actually like you. She has an older brother and a younger sister.
Oh.
And my dad, he was the youngest one. So yes, he is spoiled by my aunts and uncle, and I think my grandma as well. But considering the fact that he has a pretty traumatized childhood, besides from the outsider pressure, me personally also got pressure from my family, like not just my parents, but also my aunts and uncle as well. Like my aunt, sometimes she comes over here and be like, you need to be good to your dad, you need to be a good child
Okay.
because I love him so much. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, I think
But-
the perks of like having my dad, he's the only child. Like I don't have to care about like all the relatives speaking shit. You know, because like they're all in the countryside. So basically, you know, my dad came to Hanoi, so I'm not pure Hanoi. I'm Haiphong.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he came to Hanoi and then he just kind of started off his career and shit. But yeah, I don't have to kind of listen to that because they're all in the countryside now, and sometimes I just meet them for like once a year or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah. Whenever I think I can see the dynamic pretty clearly whenever my dad meets the siblings. Like he's the youngest one, and also like he's a pretty accomplished man.
He is,
I would
yeah.
say, yeah. So he earned a lot of respect from the family members.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
all listen to him.
yeah.
Plus, he is the youngest.
Yeah.
So he's always like the one
Yeah.
who's be like really macho and talks
Yeah.
a lot in family
No,
gatherings.
yeah, fuck, that's like another topic again. But like, no, I can feel it. Like when my father came back to like the countryside, he's like a king, because he's the head of the clan, of the Ding clan. Because like the village is like full of Dings. No, it's literally that. It's like nails all over the places, and then you know, like you feel like you are like the prince in practice or some shit.
Shit.
You know, like no, like the head of the family, you gotta sit like near the altar or some
so
shit.
you're like Prince Harry, but you're the favorite one.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Fucking hell. In a unknown village. Somewhere in Haiphong, because like it's very hard to determine. It's not even in Haiphong anymore. I'm like, what? Anyway, but like no, yeah, it's like, and it comes back to accomplishment thing going on as well. Is that like in the countryside or sometimes in those kind of community, they respect you only purely because you are accomplished, and because you are supposed to be the one who is like higher level than the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. So getting back to like sibling dynamic, I think at the end of the day, I think like it comes back to like the hidden respect that I think we now got, because I always got that to my brother. It's just that, sure, I know that I got spoiled by my parent and sometimes he didn't. But at the end of the day, right now, like he has his own family, you know, I got my own life as well. And sometimes we talk, but like we don't usually like, you know, like share things a lot to ourselves, but we keep knowing that, you know, in a way we respect our own lives, and that's all, you know. There was a time when, you know, it kind of hits me a lot, especially when I came back to Australia, because like I think about all the stuff that revolves in my life and how to kind of fucking fix it. But yeah, like right now it's cool. You know, if we got problems, then sure, we will band together. But if there is some time that my brother is in trouble, I'm pretty sure I will be there. And I think sometimes you just need that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would
maybe.
think like yo, if you
Không sao, giữ lại.
no
Okay.
Respect me.
em xin lỗi ạ. You have to earn your respect.